For those of you that may not know me, in addition to being a teacher, I have also been a coach in the Polk County School District for the past 8 years. At Ridge Community High School, I was a basketball coach, a track coach, a cross-country coach, and at Lakeland High School, I was a softball coach. For my business project, I thought back to challenges I have faced as a coach and what was one of my least favorite aspects of my job duties. I wanted to come up with something that would make it easier on all the coaches and also benefit the school. One of our responsibilities is arranging transportation for all away events. This includes requesting field trips. Within our district, if you need a bus, you must request and receive confirmation for a field trip. Sounds pretty easy? The answer is no, not really. The paperwork end is not difficult, but relying on someone else to be on time and know where they are going is. This is how it works in our district. Buses are available from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and after 4:30 p.m. All drivers are required to confirm the bus loading and return times prior to departing the location. Any timing conflicts are to be resolved before departing. Sounds pretty good so far? Not really. Since we participate in one of the largest school districts, our schools are pretty spread out. Lakeland High School competes against Ridge Community High School and also Haines City High School, which is about a 45-minute drive. And please remember that we are driving at 4:30 or 4:45, depending on what time the bus comes. The conflict that we run into, for example, is softball. The JV games start at 5:30. Track meets also start at 5:30. Let's just say we are never able to warm up. Some schools are understanding, but the umpires and officials are not. Now, notice the key word in the district policy, after 4:30. Well, what does that mean? 4:40, 4:41, 4:45? It always adds more stress to the situation when you are running late. So I was thinking, what can I do about this problem? My solution was to buy 4 multi-function school activity buses. These buses are vehicles that are sold for purposes of transporting students to activities. This does not include transportation between home and school for students from ages kindergarten through grade 12. Since these buses are not transporting students from home and the students do not have to cross the road, they do not have to meet the safety requirements that other buses do, such as being painted yellow or have the stop signs that come out. This new class of vehicles, they should serve as a safe choice for companies and schools that have a need to transport groups of people. A particular safety benefit exists for transporting 12 to 15 passengers, since school buses have a better safety record than a 15-passenger van for this purpose. State law requires that anyone transporting over 15 passengers must have a CDL license. For the multi-function school activity bus, you will not have to have a CDL license, so any coach could just drive the bus whenever needed. So here's my proposal, to have Lakeland High School purchase 4 multi-function school activity buses with a capacity of 14 adults and a driver to help save money and time to transport athletes or students to athletic events and other school-related activities. Buses would be used when smaller teams need to travel to other schools or to our own facilities off campus. Other activity clubs would also have access to using the activity buses when available. The buses also include an equipment rack, high-back activity seats, room for 14 passengers plus the driver or coach. These buses meet all safety guidelines and requirements allowed by the Polk County School Board to transit students. The sale must be a new vehicle. The benefits would include coaches would be required to drive the bus to off-campus events, including any out-of-county events. Allow other coaches to drive their own vehicles. So that therefore only one coach would have to ride on the bus at a time. It is much more time efficient. You would not have to wait for a bus at 4:30 from the school district. You could leave when everyone was ready. It would be much more cost effective when dealing with small teams. The small teams would not have to pay for the bus to drive over to any away events or off-campus facilities. There would be decreased paperwork. It is a much more comfortable ride. You also would not have to deal with the cancellations or time changes that you do when you have to deal with the district if it rains or whatnot, because you also have to pay a fee if you cancel or change your time. Last year, Lakeland High School spent on transportation for athletics $30,794 paid to the school district in 2012-2013 seasons. The cost for a bus from the school district is $15.86 per hour for the driver. Most events run roughly 6 hours. $1.15 per mile for each bus. Schools are billed the minimum charge of 2 hours if cancellation is made less than 24 hours prior to the date and time of the trip. So depending on the weather here in Florida, a lot of times we cancel games and have to pay for the bus anyway. Now, for the activity buses, they have leasing options and financing options for schools. They also are covered under a warranty period. Cost of insurance is typically a minimum of 10% lower for any activity bus in comparison to a 15-passenger van. They have leasing options of $550 or less per month, or if you want to buy one for brand new, it is $41,000. I discussed my proposal with the athletic director at school, and he also agrees that this would be a cost-effective, less headache solution to the transportation problem that we face in athletics. He also had one idea of maybe just having activity buses for the football team, and of course he is a football coach, so it kind of makes sense, that the football team have their own buses and not have to pay for transportation, since they usually or typically take 3 buses to all games because our football field is not located at our school. 2 of the buses would be for players, and then a bus for the band and cheerleaders. I think, to be fair though, that we should have the buses available to all of the sports. If we were to implement this new transportation plan, next time when you have an away game and Lakeland High School is playing and it is a female sport, you may just see me driving the bus.